Hey guys, so yesterday I know Lauren mentioned that if you did not know my story to message me and I would tell you my story. Well, I am overwhelmed and just blown away at how many people wanted to hear kind of my story and my journey so far with Arbonne. And so I thought making this video would be the easiest way just so I could get it to multiple people, in the quickest way. So here we go. So for those of you who do not know, I was actually Lauren's first team member, and I joined in December of 2018 because Lauren literally got my credit card information and signed me up with a box of Digestion Plus, and I did not even know what that was. So I joined on Lauren's Healthy Happy Hour, did not know that they could see me on there. I did not know how Zoom worked. I was at a hibachi restaurant, I was eating, and like I said, did not know they could see me. So my phone was in my lap and I'm shoveling food into my mouth. But anyways, so a few days later, Lauren was like, please just do this. I was like, well, I'm not doing this 30-day thing. I'm not really interested in Arbonne. Honestly, I did it because I was trying to support Lauren, and I'd had no faith in the products and the business whatsoever. Because previous to joining Arbonne, I had been a part of 2 direct sales companies, and 1, I was not very successful in selling the products, and 2, I felt like I was just another one of those, people on the team. They didn't care about what I did. They didn't care if I sold things. They didn't care if I didn't sell things. They didn't care if I was, responding to things. They never checked in on me. And I can say that, because I stopped selling products. I stopped, promoting the stuff, and not one person from that team, and it was a team as big as Sue's, our nation, Susie's Nation or Elizabeth's Nation, not one person from that team, not even my upline, text me to check in on me or hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing? Not one person. And so I was very just put to the side with direct sales. I was not interested. I didn't want to do anything else. And, to be honest, when Lauren told me that she joined, I was like, okay, good luck. She's like, these people, you can earn. Sorry, I got a phone call, and I had to answer it. But anyways, so Lauren was very excited. She's like, you can earn this white Mercedes and you can do it. And I was like, yeah, okay, Lauren, you don't understand. Some people do that, but it's the people who get in at the very beginning. That's not how that works. And so I'm very thankful that Lauren kind of pushed me into doing it and, didn't take my words to heart, and for sure, started her business. So I'm very thankful for that. And so fast forward to January, they did the half off promotion to district manager. And that's right around the time that, a bunch of people were joining Elizabeth's team, and they were all, pushing for that DM promotion. And I was like, okay, I guess I can do that. I can try. But I don't really know, if that's going to work for me. Still wasn't, hadn't done the 30 days at this point. Still wasn't sold on the business. Still wasn't sold on the products. So I did start pushing in January to get to district manager. And in January, I decided I needed to do the 30 days. Lauren was about halfway done with hers at that point, and I could see such great results. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to do it. And so I decided to jump in and do the 30 days at that point. And jumped in. My fiance or boyfriend at the time, he did it with me. And so at the end of January, I was very discouraged because I did not reach that 3,500 mark to get, to be district manager. I didn't really understand the qualifications and all that stuff. I just know that I didn't hit 3,500. And I was like, well, if I'm just not going to be able to do this. And so Susie and Elizabeth were like, okay, you didn't get that 3,500, but you're still in qualification for district manager. And I was like, what the heck is a qualification? They were like, well, everything you do this month, transfers to next month. Y'all know how qualifications work. And so they explained it to me, and I was like, okay, well, I can for sure do this. So I started February, and I needed around 4,500 QV to finish to get to that 6,000, which is a lot. And if you're starting off, it can seem like a lot. It can seem like it's very overwhelming and that you don't know if you're going to be able to do that. And so I was like, I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try, I'm going to do it. And so I was very just set that I was going to do it. And I did finish in February. And so I finished, DM in February. In March, I barely hit my maintenance, that 2,500 maintenance. I bonused for the first time in April. I bonused again in May. In June, I went into qualification for area manager for the first time. So let me preface that by saying I had a lot of team join me around that time, and so I was very excited. And so I was like, okay, I think this is the time, like, we're going to get into qualification. I still was not in the mindset of an area manager. I was still in that, don't really know what's going on. And you don't have to know what's going on to be an area manager. I'm not saying that at all. But for me, I don't think that my mind was in it enough. I was not ready. So I went into qualification for area manager there in the first time in June. I was very excited. In July, we did about 8,400, so I didn't finish it in July. And so rolled around into August, barely met the 10,000 that I needed to qualify the second time. So I didn't finish my qualification for the first one, went into qualification again in August, and I was like, okay, like, I'm going to do it this time. Well, as we all know, there are bumps in the road and things happen. All of my team that was with me at that point quit. And so I went to Lauren and I was like, Lauren, I can't do this. Like, everyone quit. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. I think I need to just quit too. And that is when she gave me the best advice that she's ever given me, and that was to stay. And I know that she says that all the time, and Elizabeth and Susie say that all the time. But if there's one thing that I can tell you that you learned from my journey is to stay. No matter when it's, when things are rolling and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be an MVP tomorrow. Or when things are, not so great and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to even, meet my maintenance this month. It's okay. Stay. And so September, like I said, most of my team had quit. I think I had one team member left, and I did 5,000 in September. So, 5,000 in September. Remember, I'm in qualification for area at this point. So 5,000 in September. So didn't, finish area in September. And so I roll into October, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can finish it this month. Like, I know I need to do a little bit more, but I think I can do it. October, I did 5,000. And so I'm very, discouraged at this point. Don't know what's going to happen. I'm still, barely hitting my maintenance I'm hitting my maintenance for DM, barely bonusing for DM, and I'm struggling at this point. And so rolls into November. My numbers start to go up a little bit. I did about almost 8,000 that month. And, I was like, okay, well, things are starting to get good. I'm adding team again. Like, we're building back. I think this is going to go. And then December rolled around, and I remember just feeling different in December, and just my mind was different. I've been doing a lot of personal growth. I've been reading a lot of books, and just, I felt like this is my time. And so, of course, I've already gone into qualification twice, but I wasn't dedicated enough. I didn't have I wasn't in the area manager mindset, if that makes sense. I was like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But when I went into December 1st, I remember talking to Lauren on the phone saying, this is the month I'm going to go into qualification for area manager. I know I've said this before. I know I've said I'm going to finish things before, but I'm doing it. This is it. And of course, Lauren cheered me on the whole entire time, and it came down to close day on December 31st, and I was almost there. I did end up having to spend a little bit of money to go into qualification. And I remember Zach, my fiance, telling me, okay, you've spent this money twice before to go into qualification. If you're gonna do it the third time, you need to finish. And that just it stuck in my head when I went into January. Him saying, you've spent that little extra bit of money to get into qualification. Don't spend the money if you're not going to do the work to finish it. I know Danielle said that the other day. Don't say things, or don't say you're going to do something if you're not going to put in the work to finish it. And so when I went into January, I knew without a doubt that I was going to finish. There was nothing that was holding me back. There was nothing that was going to change my mind. When I went into January of 2020, at the end of January, I was going to be an area manager. And at the end of January 2020, my team officially did promote to area manager. And I remember just honestly, I had no words by the time I finished. I remember the next day it really hitting me, and me just breaking down and crying and thinking, I did it. And for some people, area manager or district comes so fast, area manager comes so fast, but that's okay if it doesn't. DM came very quickly for me. It was in 2 months, but I was a district manager for over a year before I finished area manager, and that's okay. Everybody's journey is different. Everyone, Cecilia said it in her training. this is a lot of little races. It's not one sprint, it's not one marathon. So even the people that are going super fast, and you may be on team with somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, they just went area manager in like the first 3 months of their business. That's okay. Everyone is gonna have bumps. So if you're like me and it took you longer to get somewhere and your bumps came in the beginning, that's okay. If you went super fast and you haven't hit those bumps yet, that's okay too. So like I said, I know this is kind of long, but February, my team ended up doing like 17,000. March, we did almost 18,000. And this month, it's not over yet. And we've already bonused or hit our area bonus. And I have 2 team members that are so close to going to qualification for area. And I just want to tell you one thing, and that is to stay. So whether you joined this business yesterday or you joined this business 2 years ago before I even did, stay. It's going to be hard sometimes. It's going to be great sometimes. But through all of it, just stay and teach your team to do the same. So sorry this was so long, guys. But thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, for sure, reach out to me. I would love to chat. I'm an open book when it comes to numbers and my team and things that I do and all the things. So if you have any questions, for sure, reach out to me. But I love you guys so much, and y'all are the best.